David steps in the ring, I'm very concerned for the opponents, you know, the sparring partners, but at the end of the day, we have to do it, you know? You know, these guys are taking a lot of punishment, but we gotta be at our best, November 22nd. This is a fight.
What's up, guys? I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. We're right here back in the gym. We got our next upcoming fight against Zurdo Ramirez, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and you know, I want to give you guys a little preview of what's gonna happen. Well, good. I'm very excited going up to capture two more titles, so I'm very excited, man. Cruiserweight we're coming. So May 2nd, tune in, baby.
Recuerden, amigos, no se les olvide, 5 de mayo, el monstruo mexicano regresa a Las Vegas, Nevada. Zurdo Ramirez, 2 títulos. No se lo pierdan.
David Benavidez is all set for May 2nd on Cinco de Mayo weekend when he takes on Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez in a monumental clash that could see him become a 3-division world champion if he emerges victorious. The stakes could not be higher for the Mexican monster, who is looking to add another chapter to his already impressive legacy. This historic all-Mexican showdown at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas represents a career-defining moment for both warriors, with the winner solidifying their place among boxing's elite despite being the clear favorite heading into this fight. David isn't taking any chances as he's busy sweating it out in the gym with intense dedication.
Not a sparring. You want to spar David? That's what you're gonna do. Either you get better or you're just gonna get hurt.
I got the feel in my veins. Trust me, I'm making a name. We are not one and the same. I am on top of the game. I got the line on my brakes, and that's what the drive is insane. Heart of a champ, adrenaline rushes is numbing the pain. I just been bringing the heat. I just been bringing the.
Right now we're at the boxer gym, the main gym. We got some sparring in. It's a good opportunity to show the fans some good boxing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they get excited to see me. I give them some rounds and I leave them wanting for more. So, you know, people are definitely gonna tune into the fight. So I'm able to perform in front of the fans before the fight. So we had a great day, did some good sparring, and yeah, man, keep working.
Working in our camp, everything's going well, super excited, motivated, and everything's going super good. We're almost like about 2 months away from the fight, and no cuts, no injuries, everything's going as planned. I think we're ahead of the plan, and super excited, super happy with everything that's going on.
The Mexican monster has earned his fearsome reputation for a reason, and we can see that clearly as his devastating speed and power connect perfectly during training camp sessions. However, this is not going to be an easy fight because standing between him and glory is the Mexican Zurdo Ramirez, who will be eager to prove himself in front of a massive crowd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Not just that, Zurdo will also be determined to hold on to and successfully defend his WBA and WBO cruiserweight titles while causing one of the biggest upsets of the year on Fight Night. As you've seen, Zurdo Ramirez is absolutely no pushover and certainly not an easy challenge for David. While he doesn't possess the same blinding speed or explosive power, his significant size advantage and technical abilities could give David Benavidez a seriously tough time inside the ring. It's not an impossible challenge, though, as David has the experience having fought several boxers with similar styles over his illustrious career. He's also sure to come fully prepared for the fight.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
I think he will do great because he's a big guy, he's strong. It's interesting to see him in 175. I mean, I want to see him with the best, and I think he can be a world champion. He's my friend, but in the ring, we want to fight with the best, right? And he's one of the best, and I want to fight with the best too. It will be exciting in the ring because he's two Mexicans in the ring. I mean, it's exciting, and I have a lot of respect for him, for his family, the dad, and I know them, all of them will be training for so many years, but I mean, we agreed to fight each other, but eventually I think will happen.
Come on, Zurdo, let's go! Time.
Besides, the two have a deep history together, with a young Benavidez having sparred Zurdo several years ago when he was just a teenager learning his craft. During their latest press conference, the Mexican monster shed more light on their legendary sparring sessions and explained why this clash was always inevitable. Both boxers reflected on the historical weight of their matchup, emphasizing the immense significance of two Mexican warriors headlining Cinco de Mayo weekend. Benavidez highlighted that this date represents a legacy of legendary fighters like Chavez and Oscar de la Hoya, who never took easy paths and always faced the toughest challenges available. He views this bout as a defining moment to become the face of boxing, noting that the stakes are incredibly high for both men's legacies. Ramirez echoed this sentiment, acknowledging Benavidez's prowess while expressing his own burning desire to be the best by defeating the best. Both fighters agreed that competing at cruiserweight allows them to showcase their full talent and power without the physical strain of weight cutting, promising a natural high-intensity battle that truly honors Mexican boxing history.
More than 10 years ago, you were a teenager, you would go to the Rock Gym, you were training at Hill Street in Long Beach, every now and then you'd go to the gym in Carson, and Zurdo was training there with his former team. He'd walk in, and I remember Randy Robles telling me, Beto, eventually one day those two are gonna get at it. I'm like, but man, they're not the same size. He goes, oh, they will be one day. I can't believe we're here at the cruiserweight division, but you hear them both talk about it. We've all seen the pictures of them sparring, and like sparring is sparring. But David, you knew eventually that one day this was going to happen. Why did you know it was gonna happen?
Because he's a top fighter. He's a great fighter as well. And I just seen into the future. I was helping him get ready for Arthur Abraham. And we had some great sparring sessions. He was champion for a while. Then he went up to 175. Then he went up to cruiserweight. So I knew Zurdo was gonna be one of those fighters that's gonna be there for a long, long time.
During the press conference, Benavidez's promoter, Samson Lukovic, recalled the origin story of his partnership with the Mexican monster. He shared that he first heard of the young fighter after Benavidez dominated sparring sessions in the Virgin Islands. Despite never seeing him fight in person, Lukovic trusted his instincts and signed him, eventually fulfilling a promise to make him the youngest super middleweight champion in boxing history. Lukovic expressed immense pride in the Benavidez family and their decade-long journey together. He highlighted David's remarkable discipline, specifically his ability to move between weight classes as requested, as a key reason for their enduring success and the historic heights they have reached in the sport. David Benavidez is definitely the overwhelming favorite going into this fight. His extensive experience and impressive boxing accolades automatically make him the front-runner.
He had one loss against Bivol. So I knew eventually we're gonna do this. I didn't think we were gonna do it in cruiserweight, but shit, it's even better for me. I'm very excited. I think a fight at cruiserweight between me and Zurdo Ramirez is gonna be we're going to be able to showcase both of our talents. We're going to be able to show it. Like, we're not going to be wagering and nothing like that. So it's going to be an even better fight. So I'm very excited.
Why move up to cruiserweight?
Because there was nothing else for me at 175 right now. You know, I mean, I could have sat down and waited on the sidelines and wait for Bivol to have his tune-up and then another fight. But like I said, I'm not interested in that. I've been professional 13 years. I've been wanting to get the biggest title, the biggest fights possible. You know, I've been denied a couple times. This was the other biggest fight on the map. Zurdo accepted it like that. So big shout out to him. And you know, I'm just, you know, like I said, I want to make my own lane. I want to achieve greatness, and this is the only way to do it.
Sort of all those years of sparring, and you saw him when he was a teenager growing up. You might have said, okay, one day maybe, but did you think that this fight would happen?
I knew that it will happen eventually, and right now is the dream come true because all the sparring, all the session that we did, and we knew each other. We knew that one day we will fight, and this is the right moment, like he said, because 200 will not be like a cutting weight or nothing. It be like natural, like those days in sparring.
One thing about it, as Oscar's talked about, Samson's talked about, the Cinco de Mayo weekend is special. I know, David, for you want to have that legacy, but there's something special about fighting that weekend. How important is it for you to put on that show?
It's very important for me because, you know, for the whole history of the Cinco de Mayo fights, there's been tremendous fighters like Oscar, Julio Cesar Chavez, putting on great fights. Not only just great fights, there were wars because there were paired up fights. You know, they didn't take no easy fights. So I think this is symbolically, this is what it symbolizes. May 5th symbolizes two warriors, and now it's even more special because it's two Mexican warriors going at it for a title. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm at the cusp of taking the face of boxing, and Zurdo Ramirez, he's if he beats me, you know what I mean, his stock goes up. So there's greatness on the other side of that tunnel for both of us. So we're gonna come extremely prepared.
Zurdo, for you, fighting that week, I mean, you fought all over the world. You've had some big fights, but this one is special because it's fighting David Benavidez, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the monster. Before I call him the different, el asesino, because I saw him when he sparred different guys. He beat him all the time, and I was like, okay, it be a good fight eventually one day. And right now at the May 5th, La Batalla de Puebla, two warriors, we're making history.
Besides, the experts also tend to agree that Zurdo doesn't stand a chance against the Mexican monster. Gabe Rosado recently shared his first-hand experience sparring both David Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez, noting he has worked with Benavidez since the fighter was only 15 years old. He describes their styles as distinctly different, with Benavidez bringing high intensity and relentless aggression, while Ramirez focuses more on technical adjustments during training. Rosado favors Benavidez in the upcoming fight primarily due to his superior output and relentless walkdown style. He suggests that Ramirez lacks the heavyweight-level power needed to keep Benavidez at bay and will require a perfect performance characterized by sharp boxing and peak conditioning to have a chance at victory. British light heavyweight boxer Callum Smith also analyzed the fight recently, and he picked the Mexican monster to win, citing hand speed as the primary advantage.
Samson, you saw this young man and you signed him. What did you see about him when you said, I want him to work with me?
Well, in this case, it was not really only me. He went to spar in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and I have the Jackson brothers, and he beat the shit out of him. So Tony from Virgin Islands said, listen, we need to take this kid. I say, look, I know you for so long, but I have trust on you. I used to do a lot in the Virgin Islands. So I spoke with Jose, and we come to an agreement, but I never saw him before. But in the first time, then I make my, I work my secret, how to get the best. And until now, I believe I didn't make a mistake because the first fight, it was in Showtime. I say that we have a future champion in 168, and I promised to him that he'd be the youngest one. Now, in the beginning of his career, in the first fight, told me, let's do it 175 pounds. You remember?
It was 180.
100.
I told you 100.
So he called me up, he said, the lawyer, our friend David Garcia, he said, can we make the fight 185? I said, no, I just canceled the show. I just canceled the fight. You need to come and do whatever you agree with. He come less of that. And I believe that is the reason that he followed my lead for so many years, that he be almost 10 years together. And he went to 168. He said, no, 75, I can go to 60. I know that. And I'm so proud of him and the father and the whole family, because we accomplished so much in such short time that I'm so proud and hope that it will continue forever.
He notes that while both fighters originally campaigned at super middleweight, Ramirez appears much larger at cruiserweight. However, Smith believes the size difference won't be the deciding factor in the outcome. Smith also points out that Benavidez's willingness to move up and take this fight suggests he felt confident during their previous sparring sessions. While he respects Benavidez's ambition to jump between weight classes for big opportunities, he warns that returning to light heavyweight after competing at cruiserweight can be physically taxing, drawing comparisons to Roy Jones Jr.'s legendary career boxing legend. Shawn Porter also broke down the matchup, characterizing it as a must-see offensive shootout between two of the most exciting fighters in the sport. Porter highlighted Ramirez's technical improvements, specifically noting his effective use of angles, pivots, and lateral movement after the early rounds of his recent performances. He observes that while Ramirez took some clean shots, his ability to step around and keep working showed a high level of ring intelligence.
I saw in an episode of Inside the Ring that you mentioned that you've sparred with like Bivol and Benavidez and Zurdo. Yeah. It was just announced that, you know, Benavidez and Zurdo are going to fight. Give me your insights on what it's like sparring those three, and what a fight might look like between Benavidez and Zurdo in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? It was all good work with all these guys, you know what I'm saying? And the most I've sparred with, so I only got one sparring session in with Bivol, but Zurdo and Benavidez, like, you know, we spar a number of times, man. I must count how many times I've sparred those dudes, because I've been sparring Benavidez since he was like 15, when I used to do my training camps in Arizona, in Phoenix. So I would work with him, and then he eventually then would come to Wild Card, and then we work at Wild Card, and same with Zurdo. But you know, the difference I would say is, you know, Zurdo is more he's more on working on things, you know what I'm saying, and Benavidez is just more, you know, he goes aggressive, you know what I'm saying, and Zurdo does like 10 rounds of sparring. So
okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, Benavidez. Benavidez does. So yeah, man, I think the intensity is just different between them sparring, man. But the thing is, like, since I've sparred with them for so long, we always had good rhythm working together. You know what I'm saying? It was very similar to each other. So, but yeah, man, it's really good, man. I think it's a tough fight. I think shit, man, you know, you gotta favor Benavidez just because of the volume. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The volume. And I think Zurdo's gonna have to be on his A game. Like, it's gonna have to be the best Zurdo in order for him to beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to really box well, stick a jab out there, and be in tip-top shape.
The analysis also focused on the physical similarities between the two fighters. Porter points out that both men possess a similar build and stature, standing taller than many established champions in the higher weight classes. Because of their size, he suggests the fight would be compelling regardless of whether it took place at 168 or 175 pounds, as both athletes naturally carry the frame of larger fighters. Porter also touches on the rumored history between the two, mentioning reports of intense wars during their sparring sessions. He notes that despite their friendship, both fighters have expressed a willingness to face each other in a professional capacity.
Yeah, and before we go, another fight I wanted to ask you about, a champion at light heavyweight, moving up to cruiserweight, David Benavidez taking on Zurdo Ramirez. I guess what's your pick in that fight, if David moving up?
It's a good fight, really good fight. I just think speed with Benavidez probably maybe be the difference. I think he's got really fast hands. I don't think Ramirez is the fastest.
Yeah.
I think the speed, and I don't think Ramirez, neither of them are genuine massive cruiserweight, so I don't think the size will be too much of a factor. Although we're seeing head-to-head, and Ramirez looks massive to be fair, considering they both come from 168. But yeah, I just think the speed of Benavidez will probably be. Plus, they've sparred a lot as well, so I don't think if Benavidez fancied it too much, he doesn't have to go up to cruiserweight. So the fact that he's choosing to do it means he probably likes how the spars went.
Yeah. Do you think him coming back, like him talking about coming back down to light heavy, is a negative effect, I guess, of him?
It depends how he goes up in terms of how much natural weight he puts on, and to come right back it will be tough. Like I feel like Ruben Boy Jones coming back from
that's what everyone always uses.
But I don't know. I think it's weird because I think the fight he probably wants is to meet Bivol.
Yeah.
But then if I was Bivol, I'd want to fight him for his cruiserweight belt rather than this. So I don't know whether does he come back down. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I think he'll go with what he's shown throughout his career, which is I like him. He'll go wherever the big fights are. He was a 168. Canelo had all the belts tied up, so he moved to 175, and now he's moving to cruiserweight, so I think he'll go wherever the big...
To Porter, the combination of their aggressive styles and shared history makes this a high-stakes rivalry that deserves far more attention among fans. The trainer for Ramirez, Malik Scott, recently offered a candid assessment of the clash with David Benavidez and came out with a stern warning for the Mexican monster. While Scott acknowledges that Benavidez is an incredible pound-for-pound talent who effectively walks opponents down, he asserts that Ramirez is currently the best cruiserweight in the world. He predicts that while this may be one of Ramirez's toughest challenges, he expects Benavidez to be defeated. Scott's confidence...
Changing in the styles, I saw Zurdo stepping around. I mean, his movement in this fight and his pivots.
Hell of a record,
in this
42-0.
Yeah,
43-0.
Crazy. 43-0, yeah. But his pivots and the way that he was utilizing the angles after that fourth round, the fourth round was bananas. And after that fourth round, it's like he understood I got to step around and keep working and step around and keep working. I was like, I'm watching it, I was like, why aren't we talking about Benavidez versus Zurdo?
You talk about an offensive shootout would be those two. Did they really? I didn't know that.
They apparently had wars up in Big Bear.
I'm not
Abel
shocked by
Sanchez's
that.
summit. Oh no, I heard that they're really good friends too, apparently. But
okay, don't sound like it.
No. As good of friends as they are, they've went to war and they both agreed that they would be down to fight each other. So one of those friendships.
I would love to see that fight because now we're looking at a 168 we're looking at two 168 fighters who are practically the same size, same build.
Was this Zurdo's third fight at 175?
Third or fourth.
I think
this was
I thought it was his third.
Yeah, third fight. So I feel like he could come
third
back
or fourth,
right,
one of the two.
be right there 168 and make that fight happen.
So you think he goes down to 168 or Benavidez goes to 75?
Either or. I like either
75.
or.
I think it just makes sense to go to 75.
They're bigger than most 75 pounders when they move up.
Yeah,
they're both taller than Better BF.
Stems from what he perceives as a lack of versatility in Benavidez's recent opponents. He argues that most fighters simply fight at Benavidez's preferred pace and allow him to dictate the terms of engagement. According to Scott, Alexander Gvozdyk is the only recent opponent who forced Benavidez to truly adjust and competed with him effectively. The trainer emphasizes that Ramirez knows how to do everything in the ring, implying a level of technical depth that will force Benavidez out of his comfort zone. Scott believes that once Benavidez is forced to adapt rather than just apply pressure, the outcome will favor Ramirez. This perspective sets the stage for a highly tactical battle where Ramirez's size and multifaceted skill set are expected to provide the decisive edge.
Somebody who you know, somebody you work with, Zurdo Ramirez, what do you make of that fight? How dangerous of a challenge is David Benavidez?
It's very dangerous, but Zurdo Ramirez is the best cruiserweight in the world, and this right here is going to be not only probably his toughest fight, but he's about to get defeated by Zurdo Ramirez.
What's the difference between the two of them? Why are you so confident Zurdo will handle the business of David Benavidez?
Well, Zurdo knows how to do everything. To me, David Benavidez is an incredible pound for pound, a ring pound for pound, but he's very good at doing what he's doing. I don't see nobody like making him have to adjust. Alex, Goljevic, I believe I'm saying his last name right. He's the only one that fought him very well to me. Everybody else seemed to fight him a little bit, you know, on his pace and let him do what he wants.
However, the actual fight told a completely different story. When the bell rang on May 2nd, Benavidez put on a performance for the ages, ruthlessly defeating Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez by technical knockout in the 6th round. From the opening bell, Benavidez set the tone with his relentless punch volume and pinpoint accuracy, landing devastating clusters of combinations to both the body and head that systematically broke Ramirez down. The constant, unremitting pressure from the Mexican monster resulted in 2 knockdowns and a stoppage that left no doubt about who was the superior fighter. The end came in the 6th round when the accumulated punishment culminated in a vicious left combination that snapped back Zurdo's head and dropped him to the canvas. Battered and stunned, Ramirez covered his swelling eye with his glove, his mouthpiece fell out, and he was in no position to rise and defend himself. Referee Thomas Taylor wisely and mercifully waved the fight off immediately. With this result, Benavidez secured a world title in a 3rd weight class, becoming the first fighter in boxing history to win championships at super middleweight, light heavyweight, and cruiserweight, an achievement that cements his legacy as one of the most dominant figures in boxing today. The Mexican monster looks to make history this Cinco de Mayo holiday, and he did exactly that in spectacular fashion. While Zurdo Ramirez may not have been his toughest opponent on paper, he still proved to be a significant challenge. However, Benavidez showed why he is considered one of the most feared fighters in the sport. Can Zurdo Ramirez cause an upset on May 2nd? The answer was a resounding no. Or will David Benavidez cruise to yet another victory in a new weight class? He did much more than cruise, he dominated and made a statement that will reverberate throughout the boxing world. We'd love to hear your predictions for this matchup, so don't forget to share them in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next one.